Hello there, and welcome to your next math lesson. Today's lesson is compare and order whole numbers through millions. So this is another place value lesson. To compare numbers, you can use place value and the symbols greater than, less than, and equal to. So the greater than sign means that one number is greater than the other. And the basic thing about these signs is you picture them kind of like an alligator's mouth, and the alligator always wants to eat more, so he always wants to eat the larger number. So he eats the number that's bigger. In this case, 8 is bigger than 6, and you can see the mouth is open towards the 8. It's wanting to eat the 8. Here we can see 3 is less than 5. The alligator mouth is wanting to eat the 5 because it's the bigger number. And this sign means equal to. So 2 is equal to 2. They're both 2s, so they represent the same value. In order to practice this, let's look at the approximate area of the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. So these are two pretty large numbers. They go up into the 10 millions place. The approximate area of the Atlantic Ocean is 33,420,160 square feet, or square miles. And then the Pacific Ocean is 64,186,600 square miles. Now, in order to compare these numbers, what you do is you start all the way over at the left and you move over to the right comparing the numbers, because remember, in numbers, as you move over to the left, each place value position is worth 10 times more than the place value position to its right. So bigger numbers to the left of a number are worth much more than the same size digit if it's farther to the left. If it's farther to the right. So the farther to the left a digit is, the more it's worth. So we can see here the Atlantic Ocean's area has a 3 in the 10 millions place, whereas the Pacific Ocean's area has a 6. And this 6 outweighs this 3 so much. This 6 in the 10 millions place means 60 million, whereas this 3 in the 10 millions place means 30 million. And so this 6 outweighs this 3 so much, we don't even have to look at the rest of the digits. We already know the Pacific Ocean is much larger than the Atlantic Ocean, just from this one digit. Let's go ahead and put both of these numbers in this place value chart so that we can compare them. Okay, so they start with the 10 millions place. We have the ones place, tens place, hundreds place, 1,000s place, 10,000s place, 100,000s place, 1 millions place, 10 millions place. So the 3 goes here in the 10 millions place. And then we have another 3 in the 1 millions place. We have a 4 in the 100,000s place, a 2 in the 10,000s place, a 0 in the 1,000s place, a 1 in the hundreds place within the ones period, a 6 in the tens place within the ones period, and a 0 in the ones place. And then moving on to the Pacific Ocean, we have a 6 in the 10 millions place, a 4 in the 1 millions place. We have a 1 in the 100,000s place, an 8 in the 10,000s place, a 6 in the 1,000s place. We have another 6 in the hundreds place within the ones period. And then we have a 0 in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place. And of course, we need to remember that commas go between our periods. So every 3 digits, we put a comma. So we put a comma between the hundreds place and the thousands place, and between the 100,000s place and the 1 millions place. And we have to do that here too. So we can compare these really well now using this place value chart. We have a 6 in the 10 millions place for the Pacific Ocean and a 3 in the 10 millions place for the Atlantic Ocean. So that means the Pacific Ocean is a lot larger. Again, that 6 means 60 million because it's a 6 in the 10 millionths place. And the 3 means 30 million because it's a 3 in the 10 millionths place. And then comparing on this 4, although we don't have to keep comparing to know which number is larger. This 4 in the 1 millionths place means 4 million. This 1 in the 100,000ths place means 100,000. This 8 in the 10,000ths place means 80,000. This 6 in the 1,000ths place means 6,000. And this 6 in the hundreds place would mean 600. And then we have a 0 in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place. And with the Atlantic Ocean, we've already talked about this 3 in the 10 millionths place. So it means 30 million. This 3 in the 1 millionths place means 3 million or 3 millions. This 4 in the 100,000ths place means 400,000. This 2 in the 10,000ths place means 20,000. Then we have a 0 in the 1,000ths place. This 1 in the hundreds place means 100. We have a 6 in the tens place, so its value is 60. And then we have a 0 in the ones place, so we have no ones. And again, the Pacific Ocean is much larger because it has a 6 in the 10 millionths place, whereas the Atlantic Ocean only has a 3 in the 10 millionths place. Okay, moving on. So the way that we would write this is 64,186,600 is greater than 33,420,160. Let's move on to a different example. Here we have the areas in square miles of 4 different countries. We have Argentina, Australia, India, and Norway. And we're going to write these in order from least to greatest. And again, we start over at the left of the number and we compare the place value position. So we can see that Argentina has a 1 in the 1 millionths place. Australia has a 2 in the 1 millionths place. India has a 1 in the 1 millionths place, and Norway has nothing in the 1 millionths place. So the fact that Norway has no digit there at all means it's by far the smallest country. So we're going to put it all the way over to the left, and we're going to write less than. And we're going to cross off Norway because we know it's the smallest country. Now we need to compare Argentina, Australia, and India. And again, we already know Australia has to be the biggest because it has a 2 in the 1 millionths place, whereas Argentina and India both have 1s. So we know the second smallest is either going to be India or Argentina. But we have to move on to the 100,000ths place since they both have 1s in the millionths place. So now we're comparing this 0 to this 2. Since Argentina has a 0 in the 100,000ths place and India has a 2, we know Argentina must be smaller. 1,068,296 is smaller than, and we cross that off. And now we know we already know India is smaller than Australia because India has a 1 in the millions place and Australia has a 2 in the millions place. So we put India next. 1,269,338 is smaller than, we can cross that one out. And then Australia is the largest country. It has the most area, 2,967,893. So that's how we put the area in square miles of those 4 countries in order from least all the way to greatest. I'm going to move this guy out of the way. Okay, let's do some guided practice. Now, here we're just writing greater than, less than, or equal to between 2 sets of numbers. And again, when we're comparing numbers, we start over at the left and we move over to the right. So here we have 655,543, and we're comparing it to 556,543. These numbers both have 6 digits. So we're starting off comparing the 100,000ths place with both of them. That's something that you want to watch out for, because if one of them had more digits than the other one, you wouldn't want to just start comparing over at the left without paying attention to which place value you're comparing. That's why it's helpful to stack them up like this, lining up your ones place, your tens place, your hundreds place, and so on. So that way, once you get all the way over to the left, you know you're comparing the same place value. But this 6 and this 5 are both in the hundred thousands place. So we are comparing the same place value position. And this number has a 6 in the hundred thousands place, whereas this number has a 5. So we know 655,543 is greater than 556,543. Now we're comparing these two numbers. And again, we want to make sure we're comparing the same place values. So here we have the ones place, tens place, hundreds place, all within the ones period. The thousands place, 10,000s place, 100,000s place, all within the thousands period. And then the 1 millions place and the 10 millions place in the millions period. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 digits. And here we have the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, 1 million, 10 millions place. That's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 digits. You want to make sure you're comparing the same place value position. And we are. This one and this one over here are both in the 10 millions place, and they're both ones. When they're the same number, you move over to the right. So now we're comparing this 0 in the 1 millions place to this 0 in the 1 millions place, and they're both zeros, so we have to keep moving over to the right. Now we have a 2 in the 100,000s place and a 0 in the 100,000s place. Since this 2 is bigger than this 0, we know this number's bigger. So 10,207,301 is greater than 10,027,301. Okay, next we're going to put these numbers in order from least to greatest. So we have 145,099, 154,032, 145,004, and 159,023. And again, we want to put them in order from least to greatest. And the best way to do this when you're comparing more than two numbers is to start by stacking them up. So I'm going to stack them up, being very careful to line up all the place value positions. So this is 145,099, and I'm going to put right under it 154,032, being very careful to line up my ones place with my ones place, my tens place with my tens place, my hundreds place with my hundreds place, and so on. Now I'm going to do that same thing with this one. I'm going to line up all my place value positions right on top of each other, so that way I know I'm comparing the same place value positions. And now I compare starting at the left, because that's where the digits are weighted the most. A 2 in the 100,000s place is worth a lot more than a 2 in the hundreds place. So I start over at the left, and they're all ones, which means I need to keep moving over. Here I have a 4, a 5, a 4, and a 5, and these are all in the 10,000s place. So I'm going from least to greatest, so I'm looking for the smallest number. And I know right off the bat it has to either be this one or this one, because they both have 4s in the 10,000s place, whereas these two numbers have 5s. So now I keep going. I'm comparing this 5 to this 5. They're both the same. Now I'm comparing this 0 to this 0. They're both the same. Now I'm comparing this 9 to this 0. Since this one has a 0 in the tens place and this one has a 9, I know this number has to be the smallest. So I'm going to put it first on my list. And I'm going to write less than, and I'm going to cross it off. And now I know this number has to be the second smallest, because it has a 4 in the 10,000s place, whereas these both have 5s. And I'm going to write less than. I'm going to move on. Now I have two numbers left to compare. They both have a 1 in the 100,000s place. They both have a 5 in the 10,000s place. This one has a 4 in the 1,000s place, whereas this one has a 9. So I know this one's smaller. Is less than. Okay? And that's how you order numbers from least to greatest, or it could be greatest to least. That's how you compare numbers and use place value and the symbols greater than, less than, and equal to in order to find out which numbers are larger and which numbers are smaller. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure you do the assignment attached underneath it, and I will see you next time. Signing off.